Good afternoon, I'm Patrick Serrano, and this is the KQBH News Update. Last week, on August 10th, Los Angeles County Board of Supervisors approved a motion directing county agencies to develop recommendations for a TOPA, a Tenant Opportunity to Purchase Act, which would give tenants in unincorporated Los Angeles County the first chance to buy the building they live in if the building's owner decides to sell the property. The motion was authored by Board of Supervisor Chair Hilda Solis and co-authored by Supervisor Sheila Kuhl. A report back is expected to be made by early November by the Department of Consumer and Business Affairs and local leaders to provide findings of general costs and how best to fund and implement the project. Cities in Washington, D.C. since 1980 have adopted TOPA and has been able to provide thousands of affordable housing units because of it. With experts fearing an impending arrival of strong Santa Ana winds and Diablo winds, which typically move in around mid-September, California's residents and fire crews may be expecting more wildfires in the coming weeks. This fire season, more than 1 million acres have burned mostly in the mountains of Northern California, and officials attribute this to warming temperatures and a worsening drought. The Dixie fire in the Sierra Cascade regions has been burning for more than a month and is the second largest wildfire in the state's recorded history at 993 square miles. About 100 miles south of the Dixie Fire in the Sierra Nevada, southwest of Lake Tahoe, is the most recent wildfire called the Caldor Fire, which is covering 84 square miles. The Caldor and Dixie fires are among a dozen large wildfires in the northern half of California, and among 100 major wildfires burning across a dozen of western states, including Alaska. The Dixie Fire is currently the largest of these fires. The Los Angeles Unified School District is ordering all teachers and staff to be fully vaccinated by October 15th. Currently, it is reported that in the 2 weeks leading up to the start of the academic school year, 8 in 1,000 Los Angeles Unified students have tested positive to COVID-19, according to the Los Angeles Times. With more than 450,000 students expected to attend class in person, the number of students' infections totaled 3,255 students, with an overall infection rate of 0.8%. The infection rate among the district staff is smaller at 0.6%. In a report from The Guardian, California's law enforcement agencies are reporting COVID-19 vaccination rates that are significantly lower than those of the general population, with 7 state prisons disclosing less than a third of their officers having been vaccinated. Across California Department of Correction and Rehabilitation, of 35 prisons, only 52% of staff were fully vaccinated as of last Friday, and only 40% of prison guards are fully vaccinated. About 73,000 incarcerated people, or 73% of prisoners, have gotten vaccinated. The Los Angeles Police Department are reporting that 51.8% of its employees were partially or fully vaccinated as of June 8th. The Los Angeles Sheriff's Department has said that roughly 26% of its staff were vaccinated. And currently it is reported that 75% of California residents have received at least one shot of the vaccine, and only 50.9% of the population in the United States is fully vaccinated. The Biden administration has announced that it will fully reimburse states for some COVID-19 emergency response costs through the end of the year. President Joe Biden's original order, issued on his second day in office, directed FEMA, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, to pay for 100% of eligible costs through September, but will now continue to the end of the year. The covered services will include emergency medical care, vaccination operations, and housing at-risk populations such as the homeless. The Biden administration also announced today that it will automatically erase student loan debts for more than 300,000 Americans who experience severe disabilities that leave them unable to earn significant incomes. The Department of Education says this will remove more than $5.8 billion of debt. Starting in September, the Education Department will start erasing student debt for 323,000 Americans identified in Social Security records as being permanently disabled, eliminating the monitoring period that was previously required by the department's rules. The 3-year monitoring period that was previously suspended during the pandemic is expected to be eliminated entirely during a federal rulemaking process set to start in October. I'm Patrick Serrano for KQBH News 101.5 FM, KQBH LP Los Angeles, California, a community service of the Boyle Heights Arts Conservatory. Available to stream on the LPFM LA app and ednixon.com.